Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. I am having a little bit of technical difficulties tonight, but I am not going to let that stop the show. I actually had to come on with my cell phone because not only did my desktop it doesn't want to open, but my laptop doesn't want to open. So I have my desktop, my laptop going, and nothing is happening. So I said, okay, the show must go on, and I am now on my cell phone doing what we do best. So again, tonight is Where's My King, the men's locker room. My name is Ilyasa Simpson. I am your host and the CEO of the Charge Room. The Charge Room is all about healing. We are healing minds. We are healing spirits. We are healing emotions. We are healing brokenness, our broken hearts from broken old relationships, from broken loves, from not loving ourselves. We are doing the healing tonight, and not just tonight, but every night that we come on this broadcast, because every week what we do, we become better us's, right? So better you, better me, and better you, and you. So every day, like I said, when we wake up, we have purpose. God gives us purpose. And with that being said, when we have purpose, we have to recognize that you have to be grateful for who you are, grateful for that you are alive. Praise God for that. Be thankful. And again, wake up and not complain. Wake up and not complain about a thing, but just be grateful that you have air to breathe, that you got up without any problems of your legs, your arms, right? You walked around independently, you got dressed independently, right? So again, you have to be grateful for life. So tonight, with all due respect, I am such a hopeless romantic. So where is the love? Where is the love? We are going to talk about romance tonight. What does your perfect date look like? Do you set boundaries within your relationship to have expectations? And with your expectations, do you ask for a special type of love? Or do you just go with the flow to say, let's see how this works? And then you turn around and get mad because they don't do what you want them to do on Valentine's Day or your birthday or any special day that you designate. Because I just want to say this, when we expect something, right? It comes with an action. An action is behind that. So if you want someone to do something for you because you expect a return, you have to ask for it. Sometimes everyone is not where you're at in your mind. And you have to sit down and have a meeting of the minds. You have you because again, I don't know if y'all know, but men and women, we have different love languages, right? Our love language could be different. Someone could be a talker, then the next person could be a hugger. Someone could be a kisser, and then someone may not like to kiss. So you have to sit down and have a meeting of the minds. And little do we know, like in the beginning, it's all cherries and whipped cream and the extra gravy with the Salisbury steak, right? But then when that love, that first time love, that aroma, that taste starts to lose its power, we're looking at each other like, okay, so which way do we go and what do we do? I want to share. You have to keep the fire going, y'all. Y'all have to sit down and connect with each other quite often to make sure that everyone is on the same page. Connect with each other to say, hey, are we good? because you may think everything is good, but the other person, your partner, your love, may have checked out a long time ago. And then you wake up one day, find a note by your pillow to say, okay, I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. And then you're devastated, right? Don't ever assume that everything is okay all the time, right? Don't ever assume that. So, with that being said, we're going to introduce, we have two guests waiting right now. And everybody else is on the way, and that's just fine. So, long as two or more is in our building, we good, right? So I have Mel, Queen Mel, and I have King Herman. King, hey everyone, how are y'all doing? Y'all good?
We good. I'm good.
You said you said it right, Queen. We good,
We good. We good. We blessed and highly favored.
There
Yes.
it is.
Yes.
So what was, y'all, I know y'all heard my introduction, and tonight is all about romance. So I wanted to um ask you both, because at least it's one man, one woman. When you're in a relationship, do y'all have check-ins to make sure each party is good? And also, when y'all are in a relationship, do y'all have expectations of each other's partner to create this magical romance for you without you saying anything or without your participation? And the third question would be, what would be a perfect date for you? So let's start with the first one. The first one is, in a relationship, do you have check-ins, and do you think it's wise to have a check-in, or like what are your feelings about having a check-in? So Mel, we can start with you first.
Queen, you
So,
got it.
thank you. I think it's necessary to have a check-in because, um, even just from looking at what you posted for the description for this live today, I resonated with that because our lives are so busy and hectic that sometimes we don't have the time to, have that emotional time together or even just be together physically. Um, so the check-ins are almost mandatory at this point because everybody's busy and the way that things are going on in the world right now too, you just gotta like make sure that each other is good. Whether it's just emotionally, mentally is a big one too, and I think a lot of people overlook that. But you really got to make sure that your partner is good. We get so wrapped up with so much, and everybody's situation is different. But just personally speaking, like I'm a single parent, so I'm constantly worried about my kids, and then I have my job as well. And so my fiance and I talk every day, but I'll text him every morning, because he works a third shift. And so when he's working, I'm sleeping. So I text him, make sure like, hey, you good? Good morning. How you doing? And just try to make sure that his mental is good because the mental is so important, and I think we overlook that a lot. But those check-ins are everything because it also shows that people don't stop caring. So when it's consistent, you got to make sure that that's just a mandatory part of the relationship. I think it's so necessary.
So how do you,
Yeah.
Herman?
No, I definitely agree. I'm like you, Elias. I'm hopeless romantic, but I go that extra mile and then some. My ex used to work in the city, so sometimes with the way my job was, I was able to sneak and meet out there for lunch to surprise her. And then sometimes, going all the way out there trying to beat the train and take the train back with her, just to have that time and do whatever it takes. That's just the way I am because I've read the 5 love languages, and I know that after the honeymoon is over, that's when it gets real, and then you gotta sit down again and have that conversation. Like with Mel, I nigga took a third shift. Wow. I can't wait to meet him and shake his hand. You know, and the kids, wow, you know, but same thing. You know, she had kids, I had kids, and because I'm good with the school system, I wound up having them in my after school. So, you know, I wake up in the morning, taking them to school, taking her to work, drop at the train, then come back, get the baby ready, drop at the babysitter, then go to work. You know, and it's just you continue to do what you did to get them, and then you go higher. You know, you always have to find a way. Yeah. Speaking of that, hi Ange. You know.
Hey, hi.
Look, see. You see the response that you got by saying hi. That's what you have to constantly, to me, be looking for. Sometimes, you know, as a man, I do like, all right, it ain't about me, it's about her. Happy wife, happy life. That's what it's supposed to be. You know, so, and that's just my school of thought. You know, but when a man finds who's his and what he's willing to do, yeah, it's he'll bend over backwards.
Okay.
That's a great thing. Because so many men and women, again, are disconnected. They do not flow with each other with the energy to want to mesh, to fill in the gap, right? It's this or this or this or this or this or this. It's like, what happens to the path that you slide in together with each other? Angela, welcome tonight.
Hey, Nelly.
Hi, how are you?
Well, King Herman. Queen Yas.
Queen.
Listen, please forgive my tardiness.
Listen, we okay.
Oh, you got the flowers I said? Okay, good.
Oh, damn, you can see my background? Yes, how'd you know I like sunflowers? But you know what? That usually makes men upset when men ask me, do I want flowers? I say no. Flowers belong in the ground. I said, it's painful for me to watch something so beautiful die. And I'm like, buy me something that's in a pot where I can nurture it. Like I'm going to nurture a relationship. So I have people on the trees. You see my trees? I got trees on the side of the TV.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have on each side. So I have people buy me trees.
You said people buy you trees. Okay. Drop the mic. I'll be right back. Eliasa, I'll see you next year. I gotta save some money up.
Okay. Listen, buy me a tree. Because I just think flowers are so beautiful. Like they're just, and then you watch them die. Why? I think we're just so vain to, and I mean, I know it's nice in a relationship, but no. Just be good to me.
I got you. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I'm even late. What are we building on tonight, guys? Life or film me in.
We building on romance.
Queens and kings.
Peace and blessings, my king.
Hey, peace and blessings.
How y'all doing? What's good?
We well.
Love relationships are hard work.
Yeah.
It's romancing the stone conversation tonight.
Listen, that's what it feels like sometimes. They can't, you know what? I think they can be hard work. But I don't believe they have to be hard. I think that, you know, we come in with these preconceived ideas on what we think a relationship should be like. You know, like I remember I briefly dated this guy, and when I said it was like 90 days. And it's like he had this ideal image in his mind on how he wanted his woman to be, how he wanted his woman to look, like the way we should sit on the couch, like everything. He had this ideal image, and he kept trying to push me in that image, and it was just like, well, can I get there organically? And I think, like, especially as you mature, you kind of have this preset idea on how you want your relationship to be, which is usually governed off of how the past relationship was, right? So we know what we don't want, but then we have this idea. Then when that person doesn't measure up to whatever idea we have in our mind, then we start to kind of check, we start to checklist like, okay, well, that ain't working and that ain't working. And I don't think, I want to say this. I think it's really important in the beginning of the relationship to really just kind of make people comfortable enough to be themselves without judging them. Like, just
I want to be able to fart.
Say it again.
I want to be able to fart.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna make a number 2 on the first date. I'm like, listen, I have a high fiber diet. No, I don't, but if I had to, I would, and I would make a joke out of it. But I just feel like we put so much pressure on the new person because we've been burnt so bad. And then if we see anything that looks familiar, we immediately string it along to the past relationship, never really giving ourselves a chance to heal, and the funny part about the subconscious mind is that the subconscious mind operates from what's familiar. The problem is that we confuse what's similar with what's familiar. And people use those two words interchangeably, and they're not the same. Like, they are not the same. And so since the subconscious mind operates from what's familiar, when we see little things, little cues of this person, like if I dated a dude who always showed up late, and let's just say, King Herm showed up late one day. I don't let his lateness be independent to him in this experience. It's what I've always gone through. It's what the last person did. And it's like, then I'll start to judge you, and I don't give you permission to just be. And I think it's hard. I think that's really, really hard to look at. Maybe it's not the person, maybe it's you.
Right. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. So the question that we are going through right now is it okay? Do you feel it's okay to have check-ins with your mate to make sure that you both are on the same page? Because you may have a different love language from your partner. And you may want to find out, like, because some people have expectations. Some people have expectations to feel like, whoa, it's Valentine's Day. He should have bought me 12 dozen roses, and he should have bought me a diamond ring. And
oh boy,
I just want a treat.
Right. So, do you feel that a check-in with your mate so you both can identify with each other to stay on the same page, and also as far as having different lifestyles, the lifestyles may not always mesh together, especially after the honeymoon is over from your initial partnership, right? So that's what we were discussing right when you were popping on. So that was the first question.
Absolutely. I think check-ins are like so powerful. It gives you an opportunity to be honest about what you're feeling in the moment. So sometimes, especially as women, well, you know what? And I can't say especially as women because I'm not a man and I don't really know how your brothers think. But I can speak for me as a woman. Sometimes I'll see red flags and I don't really want to say anything. However, if that person was to check in with me and say, so, how we doing? Where are we in this process? Like, are you comfortable about moving forward? Like, are you feeling uneasy about anything? How am I showing up? Like, if somebody was to ask me that, then I would be able to address those red flags early on in a relationship, and as opposed to just waiting for it. And I think, but I think both people have to be open to that. But I think that's super powerful, and I think it's one of the main ingredients to a healthy relationship.
Absolutely. I think it's the part where you're not just getting together, you're maintaining. You have to. Everyone can start off great, but you have to maintain the relationship, and you have to participate in the maintenance for it to be everlasting. Bonds are created and made when you both are present emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And we're not even talking about the physical part. The physical part is the cherry on the top. You have to get to learn, again, character building, know who you are dealing with.
Right.
And so many people jump into the physical part first, and then you realize, okay, they have a mental issue, and they're stalkers, and then it gets deep. But because people will not take the time out to get to learn a person, to find out their insides, because they're too busy concentrating on the outside, that they miss the boat most times. And then it's okay, we broke up. Well, what happened? You was just good last week. That fizzled out fast. So, it's not just about having or meeting somebody. You have to get to know someone and maintain it. So, King K Wise, welcome tonight, sir. So what's your viewpoint about check-ins?
Well, definitely, it goes right back to the source of everything. It's communication and like you say, it's learning. Most people are leaping before looking, with the physical. So you got to establish boundaries because number one, like you talked about, some people have expectations. And then the reason why you have these expectations is because some of the things that you in your environment growing up with is what was instilled in you from what you've seen by either your parents or your siblings or whoever you learned, whoever would say certain things to you. Like for me, it was always, all right, a man is always supposed to open up the door for a woman. A man walks on the outside of a woman to protect her from any hurt, harm, or danger. I've always done that. And I got that from my mother and my father. And I've always done it till this day. My daughters, they know when before they get in my car, they wait for me to come around there and open the doors for them. And they know sometimes they be like, Daddy, can we just get in the car? I'll be like, no. I got that. But they know this and they apply this within their lives when they are dating, and it's just certain things, like you said. I always said a woman will teach you how to treat her
Absolutely.
before you get the treats. You understand what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
That
So
is a
it's up to
nugget
the
right
man.
there.
The man is always supposed to do. The man is supposed to do the knowledge. We look, listen, learn, and observe, and we respect. When we get the respect and give the respect, you get things back in abundance. But it's like it's how we approach the situation, And number one, we do look at the physical because that's what we see, and we are if we're going to be attracted to it or not. But what happens the moment we open our mouths to communicate? Then we have to start deciphering between if the looks are going to match what your expectation is of what you're seeing in this man or woman. And then
Right.
what you got to do, you got to learn the ins and outs of each other. The questions, ask questions. You know what I mean? And then I always believe in, hey, let's recap on certain things. Let's recap on what we talked about the night before or what happened at this one, because if something rubbed me the wrong way, I want you to know this so that if the next time we do go out and this looks like it may pop up, it's going to be in your head now to think first instead of just acting. So we got to be resourceful. Communication is always the key. Communication.
That is good stuff, King. That is. See, who said that there's no kings out here?
Lost
When I
audio.
tell you there's some kings over here, Ooh, they opening
I can't
doors.
hear none of my beautiful people.
They setting up special dates. Come on here. So that's coming to special
Yes, I
dates.
can't hear you. I can't hear you, Queen. I
You
can't hear
can't.
nobody.
Can you hear me, everyone?
I hear you.
Okay. Maybe it's where you're at. Okay, so my next question is
I'm gonna sign off and sign back in.
okay, great. So my next question is give us an idea of what would be a perfect date for you. So Queen Mel, what would be a perfect date for you, Queen?
Oh gosh. Now the thing is, at 33 now, it looks so different from if you were asking this question like 10, 15 years ago, it would look completely different.
I need a now, like where you at
now.
right now in your life.
I think honestly, the perfect date night, we don't have to go anywhere expensive. It don't have to be nothing crazy. I don't need to go, beyond and this and the third. Sometimes the perfect date in the here and now, we maybe go out to a restaurant, but afterwards, to just come home and be in each other's presence, having alone time, being together, is ideal. I say the restaurant because I like to eat. That's just me. I'm even though I like to eat. I was just eating before they started, but that's just me. But when I say restaurants too, and I don't mean like the BBQs, someplace nice and quiet and intimate. Because when I was younger, I was like, yeah, BBQs, whatever. I need someplace nice, quiet, and intimate. And I think the reason why I say that is because there's not a lot of time that I get with my significant other. And so the more intimate I can be with them, the better for me. I don't need the noise and the let's pop out and go here and go there. I don't need all of that. I feel like the older you get, the more you realize like the simplistic, more intimate, more close together things are more important and more significant. And to me, that makes the perfect date night because you have that time to bond. So if we go out, we get a bite to eat somewhere. We ain't gotta go walking all over the place. Personally, I don't like big crowds anyway, like I used to. And we come home and I got some childcare or something like that. And we just be in each other's presence and we talk. Like there's actually this card game and I forgot the name of the game, but I saw it like on Instagram somewhere and I asked my fiance, like, yo, we should get this. So he ended up ordering it. And it was a game, I forgot the name, gosh, where you basically like you put these cards and you read like questions to each other, but they're questions that are like thought provoking. That you didn't think of. Like I think in the ad it was like if you could meet me again, what would you tell me about you knowing what you know now? Something along those lines. And it was stuff that really is deep, like not like what's your favorite color, or like stuff that's really thought provoking that makes you think and takes your relationship to a deeper, more personal level.
Right.
So that intimate time to just be together. We ain't gotta have the TV on, just with the music, light a candle. I like to smell good, my diffuser with my oils, and just being in each other's presence and just having that alone face to face. Let's vibe, let's look into each other's eyes, because having that time to wind down is everything. We always on the go, always. Like it's constantly, I'm in school, I got this and I got work, and he's, like I said, third shift. That overnight is a killer. It is something else, and I did it for a while too. So I think that's perfect. Let's grab some food and let's just come back to the house and let's just talk and be each other's presence and be intimate with one another. That's perfect for me.
Listen, that is good stuff. That is good stuff. So King Herman, what's your idea of a perfect date?
Ooh. Definitely a restaurant where you're not seeing nothing ordinary.
Herman, we can hardly hear you.
It's hard to hear.
You muted yourself.
You hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. Loud and clear. I said I'm a piggyback with what Mel said. It's about that intimate connection, and it's about let's go to a restaurant not many people know about. Service is great. It's just me and you. We don't have to worry about bumping into the ex or bumping into somebody that's like, Mel, what you doing out here? Oh, this the new guy? Oh, let me tell so and so. Don't need that. And then from there, I like to take walks. I like to take walks where like the breeze is blowing. It's that calm. It's just that you enjoying each other's presence. And then we go back to a nice hangout spot, and just laugh, play games, and or either watch a comedy or even something like The Notebook. But just that time to take people out of their elements and really get to know them, because when we're in different elements, sometimes that we don't realize, but there's certain things that have attached to us, and we kind of perform almost like a puppet to a point, so but that's mine.
Chaos, can you hear me now?
Yeah, everything is like a little choppy with the audio, but I can hear certain points.
And we hear you very clearly. So if you want to talk again.
So what I know I missed some good things.
What we're talking about right now is what's an idea of a perfect date for you?
An idea of a perfect date?
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was a such thing, but I guess I would say it's keeping it fresh and just be real about who you are. And I don't want a person that's whatever you do, oh, I've done that too. Wherever you've been, oh, I've been there too. I give me you in this raw sense. Don't give me. Don't give me back, because I know me. I want to know what you have done in your lifetime things. And I'm a fun person. I'm like this. I love to make people laugh. I feel like if I don't make you laugh no more, then maybe it's time to move on. I've done something wrong to figure it out. But I love romance, comedy. I'm a well-rounded man as far as it goes. With the idea of a perfect date, though, is just y'all just enjoying each other, just to get to know who we are, just who we are. I mean, I believe that if I invite you out for dinner, I ain't expecting you to come out your purse for nothing, because I'm the one that invited you. So I'm the one that's going to treat you. I'm the one that's going to wine you. I'm the one that's going to dine you. You understand what I'm saying? If I take you to a restaurant and then whatever you want, I don't care. I'm not going to be looking at the price, because if I'm taking you there, I should be able to afford it. It's not, oh man, she looking at the most expensive side of the menu. That's a chump move right there. It's if you taking somebody out that you interested in and you taking to a place of your choice, you should be able to cover it. Point blank, period. Be a man about your word, and just don't take advantage of the situation. Just allow things to develop and see where it goes.
See, that's what kings do. That's what I'm saying. People are trying to say there's no good men out here, but y'all is doing it today, baby.
Y'all excuse me for a moment. I gotta put some gas in before I be stuck on the highway.
Okay. Queen Angela, could you give us an idea of what a perfect date would be for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's so funny. Because I have two versions, like one in the early stages of a relationship when I'm trying to get to know the person, and then obviously when we're in a relationship. So like in the early stages, like I'm like that whole game that Mel was talking about, like I'm really big on asking those investigative questions that kind of reveal, the deeper core of your character. So I like stuff like that. So I will okay, well, listen, put together 20 questions, 20 meaningful questions, and let's just talk. And you can ask me whatever you want to ask me. And we have to be honest, and we just have to be forthcoming, and you just have to, you could have your own set of rules on, like, don't ask me anything, sexual in nature. Don't ask me anything like that. But I mean, just things that kind of get to the core character of who you are. And it kind of, When you do it as a game, then the person doesn't feel like they're being interrogated. But if you don't, you know what I'm saying? If you don't announce that it's a game, and I start asking you, so, have you ever cheated, or have you ever done this? And that person might feel like this is a little too early in the game for this, right? So, when's the last time you cried? So, yeah, are you emotionally available? So right. So in the beginning, if you don't announce it as a game, then the person will feel interrogated. But if it's just a game, and you tell them you can ask me whatever you want to ask, and you can even send them a list of, like, there are tons of, personality questions and things like that, like, there may be a list of 50 and you can divide the list in half. You take the top half, I take the bottom half. I like doing stuff like that because, believe it or not, if you're a good listener and you don't interrupt, you really find out who that person is. I did that, and the gentleman was like, asked him, did he believe in monogamy? And, he was like, no. And I was like, okay. He says, well, it depends on, but he ended up cheating in our relationship, right? So it was just, if you really pay attention and you listen, people tell you that, people show you and tell you who they are. And then later on, in a more committed relationship. How are you? I love doing things like, so since I know I'm a food snob, I don't really want to go out to dinner that much. I would rather cook. I love a good movie. Like, I'm a cheap date. Like, take me to a movie and I'm like super duper happy. And if it's something that's a bit more exciting, I like doing Escape the Room. I love Escape the Room.
Did you have a little bit of feedback?
Escape room?
I do hear that, but I don't know if it's me or
It's when you're talking.
You said escape room, Angie?
Escape the Room, but I hear it when everybody talks too.
Oh.
Escape room.
Yeah.
Oh,
have you done that?
Gotcha. Yes. I haven't. My friends tried it a lot, but I really want to try that because he said it was dope.
It's so much fun, especially like if you go with like different couples, and it's like you're locked in this room for an hour. Like, they lock you in this room.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's me, but I do hear it when everyone talks. So they lock you in the room for 1 hour, and you have to kind of look for all these clues, and it just kind of gets you to stretch yourself, and it's fun and it's competitive. But I love stuff like that. And I'm not a drinker, so I don't really require alcohol. But I like things that make you think and exposes the deeper core of your character. Like, I just love stuff like that. And so Escape the Room, you get to see how your partner thinks under pressure. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. And actually, right before this call, I have a dating coach. So we were talking about, my progress during the week. So he was asking me, how serious am I with, chatting with someone, and meaning serious, like as in serious and not playful. I said, it's important to me that you are playful, because when you're serious all the time, it becomes rigid, and there's no twists or turns, no flexibility, and and just like how you said, Angie, like with the serious questions, and a person may feel like they're being interrogated. Like, don't interrogate me. Let's have some fun first. Can we laugh? Can you tell a joke? You'll be surprised how many people are so not tuned in to tell a joke or to express what makes them laugh. Or when is the last time you had a great laugh from your gut that you got tears running down your face? Like, when does that happen? And it's like, it's important to me to laugh. I love to laugh. I love to crack jokes. Like, anybody who like really knows me, like, I will crack jokes all day long. Like, you sit and just, check this out. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And you just have this really authentic conversation, and it's all about laughs. Just the tone of people's voices can make someone laugh. you know, and people, they don't look at that. Like, I'm into character building. I'm into thought-provoking questions. I'm into, let's sit down and just be us, just for a minute. Can we just have 30 minutes of just nothing? Like, just be some regular folk, I love to be me, and because I feel good about me. I'm great in my own skin, and I want to know if you are the same way. So, like, and you'll be surprised just to meet someone for the first time how tied up they are. I'm like, damn, like, can you smile just a little bit? Like, like, you did ask me to go out. They be like, could you take it up just a little bit of a notch? So I'm just saying, like, meeting someone and also with maintaining the relationship, it's important to have a sense of humor sometimes. It's important to be playful. Everything is just not so serious. Like, I'd be like, damn, it's just such a turn off to me when somebody doesn't have a sense of humor. Like, you can make me laugh or you can't laugh at my jokes. I like, okay, it's over. I just don't want to talk to you no more. So, Father Wise, welcome, sir. Welcome. See, you serious. I can't do the serious. That's right. So, welcome, Father Wise, tonight, bruh. How you doing, boo? How you doing? So, tonight we're talking about romance, because, we got kings on the line tonight. They done spurred it all out.
Romance.
And, one of the questions were, is it important to you to have check-ins? Is it okay that you check in with your partner or your partner checks in with you to make sure that y'all are good, right? And then the second question was, what's your idea of a perfect date?
Oh.
Get your water, Snarf.
See, I'm okay with that today. Right? Yo, thank you for having me on as usual. Yo, I was in here knocked out. Dentist went to the dentist, so I was in here, I was done off. So, but I remembered I got up and I was like, oh shoot, all right. So, check-in. You mean like literally check-in and call, hey babe, I'm over here, I'm good? Or
no. Just a check-in with life, like, because you're busy, she's busy.
Yeah.
I
got that type of check-in. I thought you meant literally on the phone or because I was about to be like, look, somebody gonna be mad as hell because I'm a grown ass man. I ain't checking in with nobody. I see you when I see you, right? But that type of check-in, hey babe, are you good this week? Is there anything I've done this week that kind of upset you? Let me know what it is. We could talk about it. Maybe I'll fix it. I won't do it again. Or I can't promise you I won't do it again if I don't know what it is. Type of check-in. So yeah, I'm good with that. A wellness check-in.
Yep.
Correct.
I'm good with that.
Yep.
Okay,
and
so what's the idea of a perfect date?
My idea of a perfect date is a date where I ain't got to spend no damn money. I'm good. That's how my idea of a perfect date. Well, I ain't got to come out. When I say money, I mean anything over $50, over $100. When I say that type of money, like we can go to Burger King and get the 2 for $5, and then we can eat that, and then we could go down to the beach and walk the food off on the boardwalk, and then while we on the boardwalk, if you want a little Rouse icy or something like that, I'll stop and get you an icy, right? And then after that, we can walk and talk some more. And then I walk your ass back to my car and I drop you the hell off and I go home. Unless you plan on giving me the yams, and then we can hang out some more. Other than that, that's it. I'm out, right? Real talk. Like, I like to keep it simple. I'm real simple. Now, if you want to go to Sammy's, right? You gotta let me know, right? Cause you thinking Sammy's, I'm thinking Wingstop. So you gotta let me know. I'm flexible for both. But
So that
like I said, my idea of a perfect date is one I ain't got to spend no money. Period. That's my idea of a good date.
and then when when you say, and again, it's nothing wrong with what you're saying, and again, I appreciate your sense of humor, because we were just talking about laughing. Laughing is extremely important, again, to me, but some women would get extremely offended with what you just said, because it's like, oh, he's not spending no money on me. Like, again, like when expressing yourself, so just like I was expressing, what's important to check in, and
That sounds horrible.
women think one way, men think another way. So an example of, it's Valentine's Day and your partner is expecting this beautiful, romantic, wonderful, special night, and then you say, okay, well, we going around Icy. I
Yo,
think
just
you will get somebody that's really really
yo,
angry at you, bro. Like,
check.
really angry. So again, love language matters. Check matters. Communication, like, we are all agreeing with tonight. Communication matters, because when it comes to romance, people take that thing very seriously. Very seriously. It's like, because women, we're emotional. We in love. You just like Kay said, we talking a wine and dine thing, like open the door. We just want to be
Oh,
gently
I'll
treated.
do
Like,
all that. I'll do
hold
all that.
on. And then here you come talking about we going to Ralph Icy on
Well,
Valentine's Day.
on Valentine. You didn't say it was Valentine's Day.
No, I'm just
Hey,
giving you.
okay, I'm sorry.
Listen. No. I don't want you to apologize. I want you to.
No. I'm gonna say on
No,
Valentine's Day. That's no. Let me finish. Let me
But
just
I'm
say
saying,
this.
because women are emotional creatures.
I don't give a.
You see, that's the problem. You have to care.
No, it's you not let. All right, let me.
Because the first reaction is the reaction that your woman is going to give you, and she's not going to give you a part two. She's gone off already. She is angry right now, right? So I know you came in on the last bit. But first impressions are everything, whether you just meet or whether you've been in a relationship for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. It's not just the getter, but you got to keep her there. And the vice versa. It's not just to get him. You have to keep him there. So whatever happens in the beginning, you either grow from it or you grow from it. This is just no two ways about it. So if you like this person, you have an interest in that person, it's extremely important that you dive into their brain and dive into their heart. So those second chances, bruh, sometimes you better know how to fight the first time. So easy does it on your first initial plan. Easy does it on communication. Ask her, because if you don't know, because just like you said that, maybe she doesn't want Ralph Icy's. Maybe she doesn't want to walk to the boardwalk. Maybe she doesn't want to go to the beach. So is it is it okay with you to say, like, if you have a special night, forget that it's Valentine's Day, forget that it's Christmas, forget that it's our birthday, right? Let's just say it's just a regular Saturday night and you want to do something extra extravagant for your queen. How would that look?
Yeah, extra, extra. It's Saturday night. Extra extravagant.
Extra, I mean, you want to do something special for her. Yes, you want to do something special for her.
I want to, or she wants me to.
You want.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So instead of Wingstop, I guess we are going to Sammy's, right? And then we still gonna walk, right? Because you need to walk. Because women always complaining about, I'm getting fat. Do I look fat in this? You don't ask me if you look fat in that, because I'm gonna tell you, you look really fat in that. You look like two people in that. Like, I am what I am. Like, yo, I don't play that. Like women do that all the time. Did this make me look big? Yeah, it does. Like, I'll keep it 100. Like, I don't play around. And I don't fit to the foolishness. And it's extravagant. Me doing something special for her just because, right? I don't know. That looks like that might look like Sammy's. That might look like Sammy's on City Island, because they got the big feast plate. It's $125 for two people. This shit is about, it's like this big. And when you leave out of there with your doggy bag, you got like 4 pans of food. Like, it's literally that much food. And whatever drinks she wants. So let's just figure, I don't drink. So she might want a couple of drinks. So that's 125 plus some drink. That's about a good $200 with a little tip added up in there. I think that's extravagant. And if you're looking for something else, you might need to go find you a rapper or an NBA player, because I ain't doing it.
But
I got bills, I got kids,
what does romance look like to you?
Romance?
Yeah.
Yo, I thought walking on the beach was very romantic. When does that stop being romantic?
No. I'm asking
during the summertime.
What does romance look like to you?
Huh?
I said no. I'm asking you. It's not what we think. Is how do you feel? What does romance mean to you?
What does romance mean to me? Well, it definitely ain't that Harlequin magazine crap y'all be reading about. I'm on some real romance. Real romance is hard. Real romance is hard. To try to please somebody every day or be romantic enough for them to want you or you want them. It's hard to know what people want, women want, because that switch from day to day. She might want Wingstop today. Tomorrow, can we go to Luchow's? I don't know. It's romantic. I try to be romantic. I'm a hopeful romantic, but sometimes I just don't know what to do at times. I'll come to your house and sing. I'll come to your house and sing. I'll stand right outside your window and sing all day long until you be like, get the hell out of my yard.
Kings, I need your help right now.
Let me interject, if I may.
Yes, please.
Oh, here we go.
Please,
come on, Barry. Come on, Barry.
in certain formats, like it says, when you know the person you involved with, there's things that you would do to offset and put it in a mood that would give her stability, give her the security, give her the thought that you're thinking about her without thinking about her. For instance, like I said, it ain't gotta be no Valentine, Christmas, birthdays, nothing. Come home, if she's there or before she even gets there, put a card on the bed. And they say, just because. She's like, why you get this? It's just because, baby. I'm just letting you know, this is how I feel about you, just because. It doesn't take, no holiday can replace every day.
Yeah.
None.
You leave a card.
Mother's Day is 24/7, 365. Father's Day, 24/7, 365. Loving somebody, 24/7, 365. There's no specific date. I can't stand that. But most women that look for that one day, That's when you have to find out if that's what you into and you're not into it, then you need to be honest, open and honest with that person. Say, listen, I'm not really that Valentine type person. I'm the
Yeah,
type of person
balance.
that'll
What
tell
is
you
that?
how I feel to make you feel every day. Something's different. You
Yeah,
know,
what is?
the smallest things can mean the most. And that's what we have to pay attention to as most men. We try to look things, make things bigger picture than it really is. You know, we miss the fine print because when a woman says something, we over listen, we overlook it, and we miss the real picture that she's saying because it was so small, but it meant the most to her, but it meant the least to us because we overlooked it for our own shortcoming or sometimes being stubborn.
All right, now.
A simple thing, the most romantic thing to me is a soft kiss. You understand what I'm
Ooh,
saying?
come on
It's
here.
just walking in the room, looking at my woman, be like, God, and excuse me for this, but I got to say it. God damn, look at my baby, and just giving her a kiss, just because, damn it, look what you got. Honor that, own that, respect that, love that. Let her know. If you gotta grab her, flip her around, like rough it, and just give her a soft, wet kiss, be like, and then walk out the room and say, just goddamn because I'll holler at you later when I see you upstairs. You understand what I'm saying? You give her that moment. And plus, when you give her that moment, because you don't know what kind of mood she might be in, but you just let her know she could have had a hard day or whatever. Just
I
the
could.
little things can change and make a whole difference of 1 point in her moment.
What about my hard day?
Listen, listen,
What
listen.
about my
What
bath?
about okay, listen.
What about my flowers
Give,
delivered to me?
give the
What about
queen the chance to do that. If that's what you want, let her know. Don't
I,
expect it. Let her know.
they
Because if
expect
you
us to know.
expecting something and you don't get it, that's a big letdown because you're failing to say what you want and how you feel.
They expect us to know it and
No, no,
without
they don't.
saying
No,
that.
they don't. No,
Shit,
they
come
don't.
on,
Not
man,
always. Not
stop.
always, God. Come
Let-
on, not always. You can't say what they expect because you got to remember, some women in the environment you grow up with is the same way you're going to treat things with who you encounter because of what it is. But if somebody isn't like that, they're not expecting that. You automatically thinking so because it's in your head. You ain't asked what was in theirs. It's a
Holla.
two-way street. It's communication, point blank. Yo, listen, I like flowers. I like flowers, but does a woman have to bring me flowers? No, she's a flower by right. But I may not tell her that, but I'll tell her in my own way. You understand what I'm saying? If she bring me flowers, trust me, it's definitely a romantic on time for that because it's a rarity. But you have to let her know, hey, listen, I'm the type of guy I like flowers, I like candy or whatever. You can, and then it got to be Valentine's Day. You could bring me home some Reese's Pieces, and it's on and popping. Nah, hey, you can put some Skittles on the bed. I guess you want me to taste the rainbow. It's little subliminal messages. It's just how you gotta catch it.
Come
I'm
on
just
here, King.
Are you done?
Come on here, King.
Are you
uh-uh.
done?
School him,
All right,
King. You
yo,
better school
Are you
Wise,
him.
done?
Wise.
Are you
I
Come
done?
dropped the
on, bring
mic.
it
I
through
dropped the
here,
mic,
All right,
Wise.
That was a
are
high
you done?
five. That warmed my ears.
What he
on
said?
here.
What he said in the Black Panther? Are
Yeah,
you done?
That was
I
a
dropped the
definite
mic.
high five.
Absolutely.
And remember what he said in Black.
Forever.
Remember what he said in Black Panther? Are you done? Are you done? Are you
No,
done?
how about
I
this?
was
We're
The
done.
gonna have
floor is
King
yours, my
Herman.
brother. I
We're gonna have King Herman add to the pot. Yes, we are having
I didn't finish
add to
adding.
this pot. Yeah.
I didn't finish adding to the pot yet
You,
because I
no,
was so
because we
You
rudely
want him to go in
interrupted.
between and we can make a burger?
you on pause right now.
Well, you done
I
stirred
was
the
so
pot.
rudely
Hey, you
interrupted.
stirred the pot.
Okay, I was so rudely interrupted. I
That's
didn't
right,
get
because you're on pause.
finished.
You're
I didn't
on pause.
Yeah.
finish. Right?
Okay,
Herman,
listen.
Why I gotta be in
You want
timeout?
a timeout?
Because the way I view way
listen,
different from
I'm
y'all. Why I
gonna
gotta
mute
be in timeout?
you. Look, as a Southern girl say, I'm finna mute you. I'm finna mute you.
Oh, it's like that.
Okay.
King, please bless this stage with this gentleman here. Please.
Excuse me.
Oh man.
My
Well,
water.
KY said it best. it does come down to letting them know you're thinking about them. And when you do it in subtle ways, it hits something because, you know, they always say women go in circles with the thinking sometimes, and it'll stop and create a whole universe. And then she'll come back, and the way she'll respond back to you, that's what Father Wise would get. Follow advice of K Wise. I've seen it happen. You know, just that, you know, you come in, you flip over, give her that nice soft kiss. She's thinking. You walk out the room, now she's thinking. Wait a minute, he did that? No stress, no what's called? Yeah, I gotta take care of him. That's my king. Okay, now let's go to the boardwalk. Now let's go get some ices. Now I do it very king. You know, so it goes both ways. It's the treatment, and you know, you get it back. You get it back. Like they said, if you could find a way to love that little girl that's inside that woman, it speaks volumes. It becomes an ocean. It starts to flow over, and you catch the overflow. That's what I've seen in you know, a lot of relationships I've been around where the dude has come hard, and he'll let you know that. All right,
Yes,
Father Wise, are you ready? I set the stage, man. You ready?
Well,
Yeah,
can I ask you a question, Father Wise? Am I, you know, I just have a question. I love you. So, I love you. No, listen. So let's just say, presumably you're already in a relationship with this person. I don't know if this was the first date you were describing. Was this the first date, the whole Burger King or maybe Sammy's? Or is this someone that you're in like a full relationship with?
You said a first date trying to impress somebody?
No. I'm not saying, I never said impress. Is this a first date, or is this the description that you gave? Is this the description of a first date where you're trying to get to know the person? Or is this the description of you being in, like, you're in the relationship?
No, it was well, you have to go on the first date so you can be in a relationship one day, right?
No, but I'm asking.
That was my first date.
Oh, that was his first date.
Okay. That's my first date. After we get to know each other, we can do all that other stuff. But my first date, that's my first date. I'm not going all out, spending all types of money. I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm me. I'm just, you're going to like me, either me or not. And that's just it. Like, I've been there, done that. And it's always the same shit. People are ungrateful, or people was looking for a free meal, or people say they take your number or interested, or you'll get that phone call 2 days later. You know, it's not you, it's me.
Maybe because you took it to Burger King.
Huh?
Maybe because you took it to Burger King.
So until you prove you work Sammy's, that's what you get. You lucky we ain't go to White Castles. Shit.
Okay, one I need to watch him.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's that this might be just me being me who I am at 53.
I keep telling you, you gotta get that power of forgiveness going on in
I forgive. I'm just not.
You didn't. You didn't.
Forgiving,
animosity in your heart.
Forgiving and spending my money is two different things.
No, but you just said your decision is based off of previous relationships, people taking advantage of you, or they being ungrateful, or all the other stuff. So you're not even. That's what you said. So you're treating you. It's like, you know what? When you drive, right, and you look through the rearview mirror, you only supposed to give it a 5-second glance as a point of reference. You can't drive forward looking backwards, because the rearview mirror show everything in the past. So if you're making your decisions off of the relationships from the past, they're never going to move forward.
That's true.
But that's what you said.
That's not what I'm doing.
That's what you said.
I know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
you said, brother.
my first date. That's y'all asked me about my first date. Going on a first date with somebody. I just ran you through the whole scenario. That's what we're doing. If the weather provides, if it's nice out, or if whatever the case is, because I never knew anything was more romantic than walking on the beach, holding hands, talking. What is more romantic than that?
I think that's real sweet. And don't go to White Cat. Just have a picnic.
Okay, at the beach.
Yeah, like if you don't want to spend that money, and I understand because some women, want to be impressed, or some women want you to go all out. So I understand that, but then why not just have a picnic? Why not just make some sandwiches and walk on the beach and just, see where she is? If she can't appreciate the simple things that you do, then. But it's the attitude that you took about it that made us kind of look at you like, wait a minute. So it's like if you're intent, I would presume that if you're at the point where you want to take her out, then you must be interested. If you're asking her out, then you must be interested. If she's asking you out and you don't know what her intentions are, then I could see you saying, well, I'm gonna treat her any old kind of way. But if you're asking her out, then I could see, then you have an interest in her. And if you have an interest in her, then obviously you want to show her, you want to bait her. At the very least, the whole point of dating is to try and bait the person. That's what it's about. You got to bait your future. So if I'm with a guy and his first date is a certain way, then I'm looking, my thing is I'm like, okay, well, is this a preview of what's to come? Is this a preview? Like, that really sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's hard to
You got feedback now.
It's like, you still hear it?
Yes.
I have my volume all the way down. And I heard it talking too, like
everybody mute their mic and let you speak, so maybe that'll go away.
Okay.
Oh, I think it did when everybody mute their mic. So after, your first date is the preview. It's like a movie, right? What makes us want to go see the movie? The preview. We look at the preview and we say one or two things. I can't wait till that come out. Or we say, I'll wait for it to come on cable. Or I'll buy a bootleg, right? So it's like your first date is the preview, is the coming attraction of what the rest of the relationship is going to be like. It sets the tone. If you on that first date and she's nagging you and questioning you and beefing with you and she got a foul mouth, then you can already look at her and say, this ain't going to work. On that first date, if you show up like, I don't really care if it work out, if it don't, then she's going to feel like, okay, this is a guy who's going to be disconnected. He's going to be detached from the relationship. He's not going to be emotionally available. He's holding me accountable to his past experiences. That's going to be a lot for me to deal with. And I'm only saying this off of what you said and from the delivery of your message. And I believe you were being very genuine. At first, I thought you were playing, but I realize now that you really meant what you said. And I'm saying, if it's someone that you're interested in, then that's the preview. Like, you're showing her what it's going to be about. And that can be pretty scary. And that may not show the true position of your heart. So you can give a little preview of what it's like.
So, Father Wise, again, we always come to you in love because we love you so much. But this is Where's My King segment, and we talking about what romance means to us. So we welcome what you're saying, but we're also here to help you have a better journey moving forward for if you are looking for someone to be in your life, someone that you want of interest to care about, someone you eventually want to love and have as a partner, there are things that must be in place within yourself that will help you be a better partner to your partner. So the first thing that we immediately identified was your posture. Just like Queen Angela said, your posture makes a difference because when you set the tone of, oh, I'm not going to spend this money, and no one asked you to spend the money. We could have a nice cup of coffee at Starbucks and talk for 3 hours. You know, that's an intimate gathering right there. And that's not even going to cost you $20. So it's not, again, it's not about romance, is not about how much money you spend. It's the quality time and the effort put forth to demonstrate your authenticity with showing the person that you're interested in that, hey, I'm a good guy. Hey, I'm the one for you. Hey, I'm here to make you smile for the rest of your life. If you don't posture yourself in such a way, you're going to lose before you even get started. So, a romantic place to always start is to communicate with the person that you have interest in. So instead of you trying to figure out what she wants, just ask her, hey, babe, because you're getting to know a person, Queen Angela, I was considering, wanting to do something special for you. And I know that we just met, and I'm trying to get an idea, what do you like to do? What, are your interests in a first date? What are your interests in dating, right? So with that being said, you always have to open up who you are to relate to others, to actually ask them to find out, instead of beating your head against a brick wall to say, I don't know what they want. We're just going to do this. So you don't know the thing that you choose, that you say you wanted to do, if they even like it. They may not even like it, but you're happy and they're miserable. So a good suggestion is to always communicate with anybody you encounter, to ask a question that you have no idea about. You won't get to know a person by guessing. You will only get to know a person by inquiring. And when you inquire, your inquiring mind wants to know, you will have a more productive encounter with the person, because guess what? You're going to get feedback. And then you can piggyback off the feedback. And then you're going to say, you'll identify, well, Dad, I was thinking the same thing, or I wasn't thinking that. Well, let me ask another question. And that's how you build, by asking questions, opening the lines of communication, making yourself emotionally available to participate in the space. Because if your body is there and your mind is not there, then you already lost. You dismiss the whole presence of the existence of two people, because it's supposed to be two people, not one person. And just because two people are in the room, it could be nobody present, not one soul. And that is a hellraiser date right there. So we only speak in love because you never know who wants to love you. And if you're not open and available, you'll never know. And then you on one hand may say, everyone passes me by. Well, if you don't make yourself present, everyone is going to pass you by. And again, I'm a hopeless romantic. I love from the gut, and I will sit and be creative. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about what our dates can look like. I want to tell you what's in my heart and what's in my mind. And I'm whether you ask me or not, I'm gonna tell you. That's just me. Just like how you said, you don't know, but you're not asking. Again, we are speaking two different love languages. And that's why check-ins are extremely important. So you know what page your partner or your potential partner is on. So it's just, again, it's extremely heavenly to me. It's heavenly to me that having these discussions, because everyone's perspective is just so valid. It's just so valid, and it's never dismissed. It's only to show how different people can be at the same place, at the same place, but their minds are not there at the same time. And that's why it's important to have an open line of communication, so that everyone can identify how the next person feels, or how the next person thinks, and how you can mesh things together, or you just may not pop at all, and that's okay too. So again, I appreciate everyone coming together and sharing, because love is beautiful. Love is so beautiful. One time I heard this queen express that love wasn't even an emotion. That cut me, because the first thing I said was, "Dad, who hurt her?" Love is so beautiful. Love is kind. Love is joyful. Love is harmonious. Love is colorful. Love is light. Love is love. It's just so much to it. And when your spirit exudes of love, yes, and love is a choice. But you have the choice to make it a good choice, or you can make it a bad choice. So when I say love, and love has to come from your heart. It's just not the word love. If you don't have love in your heart, it shows. You can show when you have a hole in your heart. You can show when you have more than one holes in your heart. And it's challenging when you have holes in your heart, but you want somebody to love you. You got to give love to get love. And again, you have to posture yourself in a way to receive it. You can say, "I want it," but you have to be open to receive it. Love is so magical. And two people together sitting down having an intimate conversation, again, without sex, you can elevate yourself to such a magical state, and just dream openly, and just go beyond with it. That's just two people in each other's presence, and it doesn't cost any money. Not even a quarter. And so many people miss that boat because they're trying to buy this or impress that, or I'm not doing this and they better not want that. And they too busy on haggling on what's not. How about what is? Find out what's here. You don't know if it's going to work or not if you don't find out what's here. And you ask, okay, well, what happened to love? People are in, again, with these situationships, it's sex versus love. Sex don't mean nothing if you don't have love. The aroma even smells differently. The aroma smells differently. So it's like, you have to ask yourself, what do you want? And then you ask yourself, now how can I go get it? You have to check in with yourself. Am I able to receive love? Am I able to give love? Is this something that I really, really want? Am I healed enough from my last relationship to offer myself up to a new person? You may not be able to handle that. It took me 2 years to say, I can handle this now. I hired a dating coach to make sure that I'm good, because I don't want to put myself any bad feelings in my past relationships to the next person. And I needed to identify with that. So I'm definitely for bettering me before I place a wounded soul and expect somebody else to fix me. That's not what I want. That's not what I want to give off to the next person. To feel love needy in a way that I can't stand on my own 2 feet. I need somebody else to hold me up. Walking around with a wounded heart, that's dangerous. Very dangerous. And you're dreading in waters that are lethal. And people do it so often, they are immune to what they're doing and they have no feeling. They are totally numb to what's going on. And that is dangerous. It becomes a narcissistic type of behavior that they elude from their emotions. Everything matters, but it doesn't matter at the same time. Your mouth says it, but your posture says something else. That's dangerous. Romance is something that makes you smile, something that you can touch somebody without touching them, without speaking to them. They can look in your eyes and or just have the energy that as soon as you walk in a room, you feel the energy, the vibration of someone who loves you. That's romance. People take it to a different level and they put labels and names on it. What happened to simple love? Oh, he loved me because he bought me a bag. He loved me because he bought me these Fendi sneakers. He loved me because he beat my behind all up and down the street. It's not love. It's not love. So, again, where's the romance? What does romance mean to you? Where would you like it to go? Do you love yourself? Do you love yourself enough to love somebody else? Or are you walking around in dangerous waters because you are a broken soul with holes in your heart? That's important. You have to ask yourself these questions before you step out and involve someone in your space. It's extremely important. So I thank everyone, and I want everyone to give a final piece of encouragement, a final suggestion to anyone out there listening on how they can always maintain romance in their life. So, Mel, you want to go first?
Yes, one of the kings.
I think a good final word. I want to root it to love and romance. Because I think the thing that a lot of people don't acknowledge or take for granted is that in order to really find that love and romance in a partner, you got to find that within first. And I feel like that's something that we don't acknowledge a lot. Like, to give love and to receive love is a process, it's a beautiful process. But I feel like it's easier, because we talked about like difficulties in love and relationships and whatnot. But it's easier when you find it in yourself first, when you're able to love yourself, because a lot of us have been broken and hurt in relationships. And when you're able to heal and get to the point where like you can be good, whether, you know, just having your own time and like loving you for who you are, it's easier to exude that love for somebody else, to carry that for somebody else. And as far as the romance aspect, just communication is so big too, and just keeping that alive and open. It's always the communication, because you're not always gonna be on top of each other, but keeping that line of communication open. So like, you know, the check-ins and, you know, let's go on the date when we have some time. It is so important to just talk, communicate, because that intimacy, you can't really find that deep rooted intimacy, that connected intimacy where it's like you feel each other, you get each other just by the look or like walking in the room, like you were saying, until you make sure that you're connected with that person on the way where like you talk and like you get each other. You understand what I'm saying? Like you get each other, like you build that connection because you know each other. You have to take that time to really communicate and find out who each other are. And it definitely is not always about the physical aspect. That, I mean, is important, but you gotta really take, my mom used to always say, take time to know him, take time to know her, is extremely important. Oh, we can't hear you. I think she muted too.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, thank you so much, Queen, for those nuggets. King Herman, what's your final words?
Final words is that it's never final. It's a continuing process, and it's also a commitment. I look at love as like, you know, you're looking to build that. The honeymoon stage only lasts for about 2 years, sometimes even shorter. And where I'm at in my journey is, you know what? Let's leave the physical. Let's really get to where we're connecting so much that I could walk in the house, give you a head nod, or you could give me certain signals, and we understand each other, and we're able to talk and not hurt each other, but really hear each other and listen. So it's not, as soon as I say my piece, you just waiting and writing down stuff. Then when I'm finished, you spitting it right back out at me. But it's like just coming to that agreement, those boundaries, and just building and committing, because love is a choice. So every day I wake up, just to be sitting on the side of the bed. When I wake up, I'm with you. Yo, did you tell a lady next to you that you love her? You know, and that's the perspective that I'm rocking.
Awesome.
Back to you.
Thank you so much. Queen Angela.
Hey there. Romance, relationship. I like the T's. I like to think of the T's. T's, sometimes I pick out these alphabet words and T's come to it for me for today's talk. So definitely my first T is talk. You really have to talk to each other. And while you're talking, you really need to be truthful. Like just being truthful and authentic. And that's really, really hard for a lot of people. Sometimes people focus more on being, honest, but they don't really tell the truth. So, can you hear me? I'm hearing a lot of feedback. And then, trust is huge. I think that when you can trust a person, you can allow yourself to be romantic with that person, and you can allow yourself to receive the romance that your partner's trying to give you. So we got teach. You got to teach people how to treat you. You got to teach people what's important to you, and they have to teach you. I mean, if you're the only one teaching, then you're really, then only one person is learning. And I think that that's so powerful that we really have to learn how to teach each other, and we need to be open when someone's teaching us. And then touch, and without that sexual touch, there's nothing more soothing than the human touch. Just when you're in the moment of not feeling good or you are on the edge, and just to have someone touch your shoulder and say it's all right. Having that gentle kiss on the cheek that KY's talked about, and sometimes just having someone hug you out the blue, and just sometimes it's just so comforting. And I think those are the things that kind of do the healthy romance. So for me, those are the things that are important, and I look forward to my journey.
Thank you, Queen.
My last bit of advice. Whatever you do and how you do it, just be consistent. That's it. Be consistent. You can't start bringing flowers home one week and then you don't do it no more. She should have fresh flowers every week. Just be, that's how I'm saying. When those die, you replace them with more. Being consistent in relationship. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, awesome. I want to get his phone.
Looks like he's gone.
It might be the connection.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
KY,
Yes.
we looking for your final words.
Final words and thoughts and input from me. I mean, if you're looking to romance me, come with it. Come with the full package. Don't come half stepping. And I'm the type of person like this here. If you wanna make love to me from the third kind, you gotta first make love to my mind. Point blank period. You see what I'm saying? Make love to my mind to get the implosion, and I'll show you the best explosion in the physics. Point blank. But everything starts here. Everything starts here. And then everything rotates from out of the mouth, the language we talk, how we communicate, how we move. If we're going to move together, we move together in unison, not you take this step here and I'm going to take this step here. We take these steps and journeys together, because that's the best part, is coming together and learning one another. Like we said, communication and effective comprehension and understanding. That's the best advice I can shoot for right now.
So, final words. We're gonna a second. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Where is my kings? The men's locker room. And tonight we had Where Are My Kings and Where Are My Queens? And tonight we talked about romance. So we went through, is it okay to check in? Would that be a great idea? So it's not just about getting someone, it's about maintaining a great relationship, right? So then we went on to talk about what is a great romantic date for you, and then we concluded with everyone giving their final thoughts and suggestions about what romance means to them. So it's about love, It's about relationships. And we talked about communication. So communication is the key to building and maintaining relationships. You cannot sit sideways and think that you have all the answers. Don't beat yourself up and hit your head up against brick walls. Um, ask. Just ask. If you don't know something, ask. If you confused, ask. All you have to do is ask. Ask and you will definitely receive an answer. Not only that, you can dig deeper within each other by asking questions and you having giving honest answers. And just like King KY said, effective communication. Now, with effective communication, the giver of information and the receiver of information have to be on the same accord. One has to speak, the other person has to listen, and it's an exchange of messages, right? And to be effective in that, you must listen. Or when a person is speaking, you must receive them, right? So good energy. We have to have good energy amongst each other and be consistent. Don't just do something one time and throw it all away. No. Do something and see if that person likes it. Does it make them feel good? Does it make them smile a little bit brighter when you walk into the room, right? So you never know, because one person may like roses, but somebody else may like sunflowers. So you just can't say, well, let me buy her flowers or let me buy him flowers. Maybe a certain flower he may or she may be allergic to. But if you don't ask, like Queen Angela said, play a game and ask different questions without making a person feel that you're interrogating them. Have fun with it. Loosen up. Get to know each other on a fun basis. Like I like someone to make me laugh, right? So everything is so different with everyone because everyone is just not the same. Your mindset, like King KY said, your mindset, meeting of the minds is extremely important. So you meet in your minds together. You accomplish that by communicating effectively. You're being consistent. You're asking thought-provoking questions. You're getting deep into each other's spirit, right? Again, love is what you make it. Love is what you make it. If you want sour, if you give sour, you're going to get sour. Love is what you put into it. Whatever you put into it, that's what you're going to get out of it. So you can come together in your mind, sit down and love each other, just the energy. And that's a romantic date right there. Everything doesn't cost money. And sitting down, getting to know someone, that's priceless. That is priceless. So I just say, hey, let romance into your heart, your mind, your spirit. Get lost in love. There's love out here. There's a king or a queen out here that wants to be in love just like you. So start with you first and end with a awesome, beautiful, romantic, loving relationship. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate you stopping by. Again, this is the Charge Room. Where is my king platform every Thursday night at 7. I always ask everybody, could you please do me a favor? Could you like my Facebook page, The Charge Room? Could you follow us on Instagram on the Charge Room page, and also subscribe to us on the YouTube page, the Charge Room Inc. Never miss another episode again, right? Because when you subscribe, you will always get a notification to let you know that we are on. So thanks again. Be romantic, y'all. Have an awesome, awesome night.